That's on video.
All
Love
right.
it. We are live.
Live, episode 13.
13. New location.
New locations. Had to switch it up. Little Freaky Friday the 13th. It is not Friday. But
Unfortunately. Unfortunately.
Feels like a Friday, though.
It does. It does. And this, doing this stuff, it definitely makes it feel a little more like helps the week go by a little quicker.
And we'll give everyone a little inside baseball tip here. It is the Wednesday before July 4th.
Yes.
So
July 3rd.
It feels like a Friday.
Yes, definitely feels like a Friday.
So cannot wait for some of those festivities.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what else I can't wait for? NCAA Football 25 to come out.
Come on. Come on. What a long time coming.
I just cannot wait.
What a long time coming.
I think I might take a week off to
build a dynasty?
Yes.
Just build a dynasty. Who's your okay?
Coach Doug's here.
Who's gonna be your go-to team to start a dynasty with and try to build into a national champion?
Probably JMU.
Oh, very nice.
Are you talking about like not
one of the top teams? No. I'm talking about doing a true dog team dynasty.
JMU or Coastal Carolina?
I was thinking Coastal Carolina. That's literally who I was thinking. Yes, yep. That's who I like. That's who I took back when the original game was out, recruiting all those 5-star guys. But it used to be you couldn't, like, if you were that team and you went 2-13 or 2 into whatever the amount of games was, you knew you weren't recruiting any 5-star guys. You had to build yourself up, and the game was actually that intelligent even back then that you had to do. You're only getting 2 or 3 star. If you get a 3-star, you get a stud.
Yeah,
that's a stud for you.
It's an impact player.
Very
big.
It's
a star.
Big time. Yeah. So I hope that the recruiting is nothing like Madden, because I hate Madden scouting. So I hope the recruiting is nothing like the scouting in Madden, because I cannot stand that.
So they've put a few videos out and stuff for it. But I do have one note on Coastal Carolina. The only thing I love, like a couple years ago, what was it? Probably during COVID, when it was like the mullets and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The only thing I don't love is the turquoise field, but I love everything else about Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, but it's different, right?
It is different.
It's different. What's the team? What's it? Boise State that has the.
I don't like that either.
The royal blue field or something. That's a little wild.
I don't like it.
And now you have college basketball teams that are essentially like they're changing the color of their courts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, I guess, you're running out of ideas. Like you don't need to make the game. That's not going to make the game better. I guess, sure. Like if you're trying to get national TV ratings and all that kind of stuff, that's fine. But I mean, just me personally, like you don't need, like, that's the playing field. Don't mess with that.
No, I agree.
Don't mess with that. So,
but the videos for what recruiting and stuff is going to look like,
mm-hmm.
You're going to be able to like recruits' story. You're going to be able to like interact with them on social media. It's very in depth.
Okay.
It might almost be too much, but I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I'm going to absolutely waste a week. Or at least a day, like, into it.
Time's not wasted when you're having fun, man. It's not. Time is not wasted when you're having fun. Sorry.
I remember when we were in high school, like, we would always do our camp at McDaniel.
Mm-hmm.
And someone would bring a PlayStation or an Xbox, and it was just like we were all taking turns on playing NCAA, as it would have just come out too. It was right before that, so it was the new one.
Right at camp.
And it was always like, if you win, you get to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
If you lose, you're off.
Yeah.
Yep.
What was the team that no one was allowed to use? Did you guys play that rule where there was a team that no one was allowed to use? Because me and my friends had that rule.
You had to agree that it was fair.
Okay.
That was where.
So you didn't just do the random?
No, that we did that with Madden. But with
more.
NCAA, like if you did 3 randoms,
you'd
be all over the place.
You get Alabama versus Appalachian State.
Yeah, dude. Like some of the best times in college were like me and Brian and a couple of our other buddies coming over and doing like 3 randoms on Madden or 3 randoms on 2K or NCAA wasn't as random. It was like we were picking.
But had to pick fair matchups.
And some of those games got super intense. I know I had friends that have broken phones over losing a game, broken controllers. One friend that I will not mention, I think, broke 2 phones, throwing them at our dorm room door. And then he had to call his parents and be like, hey, my phone's not working anymore. Don't know what happened to it.
It happened again. You'll never guess. Never guess what happened.
You know who you are if you're watching this.
Yeah. Yep. That's same thing in college for me. We played NBA 2K a lot and NBA Live, which was the other one that was out. And me and my buddy, we would sit there. We would get up on a Saturday morning, go get Chick-fil-A breakfast. It was like a ritual. Go get Chick-fil-A breakfast, come back to either his place or my place, and we would start franchises. He would pick a team in the East. I would pick a team in the West. We would do fantasy drafts. Right?
Oh my God.
A fantasy draft, and you would try to meet each other in the finals. We would give ourselves 5 seasons, 5 years of and we forwarded every single game unless we played each other. So you got to play each other twice during the regular season. So there was 2 games. And then after a while, we started switching it up a little bit because when the newer games came out, they had the classic teams, right? The 90s Bulls, the 80s Celtics, all that kind of stuff. So we would do tournament style, and he would take, can't remember what year the Bulls, maybe the 96 Bulls or 97, one of those years that they like Jordan
can't be beat.
Jordan can't be beat, not even in the video game. And I got so angry one time, I went to throw the controller up in the air and I hit myself in the face. I got so angry. He scored 27 straight points with Michael Jordan, and I was done. I was so angry. Because no matter what team I picked, and he even told me, he goes, it's not fair. He goes, literally pick. So I was picking all-star teams. Still couldn't beat Jordan. Still could not beat Jordan with all-star teams.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, this is rigged. And and of course, teasing, he'd just be like, I'm just better than you. I'm like, let's switch teams. We switched teams once, I blew him out. You know what I mean? Like, no, it's Jordan. He is an unfair player to play with in this game.
Me and Brian used to do the franchises and stuff too, and
fun.
It was a blast. And then even after we graduated, I bought a house and stuff. Like when he would come up to visit, after my wife had gone to bed, we would go downstairs and we're playing 2K.
Yes.
Just hammered. Barely keep our eyes open. but still,
you didn't want to be the one to say, I'm done. Yes, man, I'm done. Let's call it a night. No, fucking 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. rolls by. Oh yeah. But those were awesome.
But yeah, NCAA 25. I cannot wait for that to come out.
It'll be fun.
Super excited.
It'll be fun for sure.
Just brings back great memories.
Are you a PlayStation guy or are you an Xbox guy?
Xbox.
Did you try to get on your Xbox yesterday?
No.
Okay. Microsoft went down. Not Xbox. Microsoft went down.
Really?
For a few. Yep. So when I got home yesterday, Kate had gotten home with Doc right around the same time, and we're trying to catch up on House of Dragon on HBO. It's the prequel to Game of Thrones.
Gotcha.
So it's actually a really good show. So we were trying to catch up with that because he takes a little nap in between then and when he actually goes to bed when we get home right after dinner. So he was napping, and I'm trying to log in, and it just keeps saying error code, error code, error code. I'm like, what do you tell me? My brand new Xbox just got hacked? I just hooked it up a couple months ago. How is it hacked already? So I went online just to check, and I'm like, Xbox login issues. And Reddit came up immediately, and there were 20 posts about people not being able to log into Xbox.
I've seen that before.
And then if you scroll down just a little bit, it's Microsoft Network is down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the whole network?
It's a big company.
The $1 trillion company is down right now? Can you imagine?
Bill Gates wouldn't let that happen.
He wouldn't. Not on his watch. That's worth $10 billion.
Yeah, I've seen that happen. I was going to make some crazy comments, but I'm not going to. I've seen that happen before, and then I'll go on like Twitter and look at, or X now, I guess, and look at Xbox support, and then you just see people blasting them on there.
Oh yeah.
But it doesn't. It has. I haven't seen it happen recently.
So no, this was the first time in a long time that I've had an issue with logging into my Xbox.
Hopefully, it does not happen the first day this comes out.
It's it's going to be possible.
That's always
the networks are going to be crazy.
Yeah.
So there's a very good chance that
there's going to be a bunch of 30.
It will, yes, all mid-30s people like crashing.
God damn it, this is the first time I've turned my Xbox on in 10 years, and it will not work.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, I'm excited to do the Dynasty mode.
Yes.
Road to Glory.
Yes.
Yep. And they have the one where you can. Did you ever do like the Road to Glory and then take your guy into Madden too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm excited
did that quite a few times. Yeah. Yep. And of course, being a big guy, like everybody's like, "Oh, you should be a lineman." Like, no. I want to do something fun that I don't get to do in real life. So I'm a running back or I'm a wide receiver.
Make a 250-pound quarterback, full threat. We're going to run the ball.
Yes.
I'm going to truck everyone. Yes.
We're going to run QB sneaks between the tackles the whole game. Hey, all we need is 3 yards. That's it. That's all we need is 3 yards.
And a cloud of dust.
Yes. And you got 3 recruits, a 5-star center and 2 5-star guards that just clear a path every single time.
And I love running the triple option too.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Fun. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So they added that because of
Lamar. Navy, Army.
Well, no. Because of Lamar. It's in Madden.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So because of the Ravens' offense the past few years, Madden incorporated it. Still think they're trying to work out some kinks with it because it's, not the easiest procedure in the world, but hopefully NCAA figured it out. College football figured it out. So,
oh, yeah, that's right. It's not
NCAA no more.
Whatever. I still...
College football 25.
Whatever.
Yep. Is what it is.
I'm pretty sure I've called that wrong the entire time.
Yeah, you've been saying NCAA. Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm interested to see. I just can't wait to play it.
It's gonna be fun. And you know what? I truly hope that it's one of those things to where I just stop playing Madden now, which I would be okay with. I just need a football game to play.
I think I haven't played Madden much recently. In the last couple years, I haven't.
I do the franchise mode that I enjoy doing. And
I can't get into whatever that mode is that they try to get you to spend money on.
Yes,
I can't get into it.
No, with the cards and everything that. No. My brother did that a lot. He did it with NBA, like 2K and stuff like that. He never paid for anything. He just played so much.
Yeah.
That he got any and everything that he wanted. But I don't know. I can't. That's not fun to me.
I think we're too old for that.
I think so. Yeah. I think there's some people a lot older than us that do it. I guarantee that.
Probably.
But they're also probably still living at home with grandma.
Could be.
Or mom and dad, whoever disowned them. They're living with the other part of the family.
But,
sorry for the
very excited for that to come out.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Maybe we'll have to do a time where we play together.
I'm good with that. Yep. Hook up on live and go right from there.
Isn't there a way you can record it or something too?
Oh, I'm sure.
And we could post that on here.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Dude, someone's got to tell us how to do that.
We can at least say I know for a fact you can save highlight plays.
Okay.
Because I've accidentally just been like, come on, let's go, let's get. You know what I mean? I hate when it has 15 videos in the middle in between plays. I'm like, just skip that.
That'd be cool if we did a video of us playing against each other.
I'm good with that.
We'll have to try to somehow figure that out.
Yeah.
I'm not smart enough for that, but
no.
Yeah. So I think we've hammered that enough.
Mm-hmm.
One other thing that's new in college football this year: 12-team playoff. How do you feel about that?
The expansion. I think that there's enough good teams to make it okay, but I think you're tipping the line at you can't really go too many more, right?
I don't think you can go higher than 12.
I mean the rule. I mean the legendary rule is any given Sunday or any given Saturday in college football or any given Friday for high school football. But
I think you will see some upsets.
Oh, 100%. Oh, you absolutely will. You absolutely will, and it's. Because, the bowl games aren't taken as seriously, I don't think, anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So sponsors, so essentially college football has rearranged the way that top teams play each other at the end of each year to make more money.
Yeah.
Because now it's not just the Chick-fil-A Bowl. It's not just the Target Bowl or whatever they, Rose Bowl, all that stuff.
Tostitos Fiesta Bowl.
Yes, Tostitos and Fiesta. Yes, yep. That was always almost held at Boise because of the blue field. But no, I think it's going to be more along the lines of like an NFL, like a professional football playoff, where you have all of these commercial slots, you have all of these, like you have multiple sponsors. Like truly, the only main sponsor is whoever sponsors the stadium, which college football stadiums aren't sponsored yet.
Well, some of them are.
Got to feel they are.
Like Maryland is Capital One.
It's called Capital One,
or
Stadium?
maybe not in the name. I think it's still.
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
it's CQ Stadium now. I think.
Is it really?
Something
okay.
Like that, yeah.
I'm sorry. Maybe I'm behind.
I just know that for Maryland. I don't know of anyone.
The rest of them, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but like Alabama has Paul Bryant Stadium. Do you think it will ever be? I don't know.
It might be
AT&T,
Paul Bryant AT&T Stadium.
AT&T. Okay.
Like
okay.
I don't think they. I think especially in the South, there's no way they lose some of that stuff,
history. Absolutely not.
And I think there's enough money in those programs. They don't give a shit about.
Yeah, but there's always more out there. Greed will always win.
Yeah,
greed will always win. So, and that was another I saw this like interview or whatever with one of the people who helped create and help put together the college football NCAA 25, and they were like, do you plan on asking any former like big name college football players to come do the cover or anything? And he goes, why would we do that? He goes, we're doing active kids because they have them in a contract to where they can be paid this much for this.
Yeah.
You start bringing people who aren't in college anymore.
They want back pay.
You have to renegotiate everything. Correct. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So, I think it'll be interesting. I do think with the 12-team playoff, though, you get so normally like Michigan, Ohio State, that's basically an elimination game.
Yeah.
So I think you'll get, if both of them are what they have been the last couple of years, you get both of them in.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of them knocks someone out that got in and,
Do you think there will be a team or multiple teams that someone's like, they do not deserve to be here?
I think so. And then I think one of those teams beats someone that is supposed to be there.
Right. And then all of a sudden changes the narrative.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think it's going to be the big dogs that will eat.
Eventually, yeah, in your final four, if you want to call it. Yes.
It's going to be it likely will be the same four teams.
So
it would be anyway.
So is this is adding games to the college football season then, correct? Essentially?
Yes.
A 12 team playoff, it's adding additional games. So
I think now they could go up to 15 because you got 10, 11, 12 regular season games.
Okay.
And then you have conference championship would be 13, and then you have a 16-team playoff.
12.
What would that be? 4 games? Or
yeah. I mean,
if you make it to the championship.
Yeah. So 12 would go to 6.
So 16.
Yeah, 16 games. So essentially, almost an NFL regular season.
Yeah, but now you got some of them. They're going to play cupcakes, and those guys are going to play a quarter. And
yeah, and don't some college schedules they have 2 bye weeks?
Yeah,
sometimes. Yeah, like if they choose to, they can choose to strengthen their schedule and play a cupcake team, or they can choose to, just play tougher teams but have 2 bye weeks.
It's going to favor those teams that have recruited well and have the depth.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's going to turn into.
Yep.
I think because it's almost going to be a survival thing by the end.
Do you agree with the college portal?
Hate it. I think they should be able to transfer once without any penalty.
Penalty, okay.
I think if they're going in again, I think they should have to sit out a year.
Okay.
I think it's okay. Let's go once. Yeah, you learned. Yeah, if I'm going to Alabama, I'm not going to play right away.
Yeah.
But as I think what it's created, and I'm okay with them getting paid and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it makes it extremely hard for coaches to be able to coach and hold people accountable.
Well, not only that, right? Because these programs, like a lot of these guys think, oh, I'm going to be 2 years and done, 3 years and or what is the rule with the end? They got to be in for at least 3 years. So a lot of
3 years removed from high school.
3 years removed from high school. So when you look at it in that perspective, it's like when you got a guy who commits, okay, as a freshman, he commits. Say he gets redshirted. He's like, okay, that's fair. I still get to keep a year of eligibility. I'm cool with that. No problem. So he gets a little bigger, gets a little stronger, gets a little faster. Now he's a redshirt freshman. He would be considered, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now at this point, they're saying, okay, you'll be on the practice squad. So you're still not good enough to make the roster. So he goes, okay, I'm going to transfer then, right? So I'm saying like not your top tier dog.
Okay,
I'm not talking a top tier dog. I'm talking about a guy who committed.
Let's say you got a scholarship player, or let's say you got a walk on or a preferred walk on.
Preferred walk on, yeah.
And a lot of times those guys are going to be backups anyway. Not a ton of them turn into starters.
Mm-mm.
But let's say they redshirt their freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
And here's where I'm even thinking what I'm thinking on this, and it might be kind of left field, but the transfer portal. If you stay at the school for 2 years,
okay,
you should be able to transfer and go wherever you want without having to sit out.
Okay.
If you are at a school for 1 year, then transfer, then do the same thing again, that's what I don't like.
And I think you should lose your redshirt eligibility at that point.
I think they pretty much, as long as they redshirt once, unless they get injured.
Injury's different. I think we have to leave injury out. We're talking ego transfers here. That's essentially what it is. It's an ego transfer.
But you had the COVID stuff. I think all that stuff is finally about to filter out because you had guys that were in college football 6 or 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff is, I think this may be the last year of any of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to start to kind of clean itself up a little bit.
So here's my thing, right? So when I went to college, they pretty much told you flat out, if you're a freshman, there's no way you're going to start unless you're the next coming of Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I was like, okay, I get it. These guys have put in their time. They learned the system, all that kind of stuff. But to be told that as an incoming freshman,
well, you got to work for it.
Well, no, they didn't even know. They said, we don't care how hard you work. Yeah, and I'm like, something doesn't seem right about that.
Well, they may tell you that, but if you're better than the person in front of you, you're going to play.
Yes, but why are you telling 17, 18-year-olds that? Like, hey, we don't
work hard.
Hey, we don't care how well. But then why would you exactly say, hey, we don't care how hard you work, you're never going to start?
It's a mental game.
Yeah, well, I don't agree with it.
I would say
that next to no freshmen have ever started in this program. We've never had anyone give us a reason to start them. That's how I would say that. I wouldn't come out and be the dick and just say, yeah, we don't care how hard you work. You're never going to start as a freshman.
Yeah.
That's not the way to put that. I don't care what level we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, because freshmen you get there first, right? Because they want you to be on campus for a day or two before anybody else gets there, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So literally that was in our freshman offensive lineman orientation. The offensive line coach was like,
of course they don't tell you that while they're recruiting you.
Hell no. Hell no. So, and he just came out and said at the end of the meeting, he goes, if anyone thinks that they're going to start, he goes, you're out of your mind. He goes, not one of you will start on my team this year.
So I think and speaking specifically about D3 football, I think there's, like, I remember my freshman year, there was maybe 80 or 90 of freshmen that they recruited.
That's a big one.
I think they tried to, and it was also like the coach's second full year or something, so they were trying to rebuild.
Yeah, that's not bad that you recruit 80 kids in your second year. I think we only had
7 seniors.
Oh, okay. So you needed to. I got you. So there was not only a declining already team.
There was a lot of turnover.
There was. Yeah, I got you.
But
still a big number though. No matter which way you look at it,
it's designed to try to get a bunch of people to quit.
Sure.
Because they know
absolutely
that 80 kids is.
Sure.
They know.
So
half of them are going to quit.
So all right. So let's think about it from a business standpoint then.
But they get them to come to school and pay money.
Pay tuition. There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep. So, that was exactly what I'm thinking.
But I was told, like, going into my freshman year that I had a chance to start, that I had to go and earn it.
Yeah. And were you told individually that, or were you told?
Not in front of anyone, no.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. Like, literally, like, he just said it to everyone, to all offensive linemen, freshmen, to their face, you will not start. And, like, of course, we all talked. And it was because when we would do the one-on-ones with the coaches and stuff like that, oh, what'd they say? And they'd all say the same thing. They're like, yeah, no, they said we got no shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just,
I mean,
one coaching aspect I did not agree that, like you said, was never mentioned during the recruiting process whatsoever.
No. I mean, so it's funny. Like, my brothers were doing like 7-on-7 for high school, and they saw one of our coaches at the 7-on-7 tournament that they went to, and then, like, the coach told my dad, he's like, "Hey, Kevin's got a really good shot at starting." And then my dad called me right after that and told me we were on our way down to senior week.
Nice.
So I'm like, let's go. So
gonna be a bad day to be a beer that day after getting that news.
But I knew, like, every day while we were down there, I got up and, like, ran.
Yeah, just to stay. Yeah, like, just to stay motivated. Like, like that's how you motivate, though, right? Yeah. Like, if they see they see the potential, they say that, they see you work harder, all that kind of stuff. So I mean, I don't know if I've talked about this before. I had a buddy, he got recruited from Navy, right? So he went to the prep school his freshman year, and then he did 4 years at the academy. His 5th year, he was set to start at right tackle for Navy. Set to start. Blew his Achilles out in a preseason game. Almost died.
No red shirts or anything with the Navy.
Nope. Almost died from the surgery because the surgery got infected. Oh. Yeah. So essentially, I mean, he went through absolute hell and ended up not even being able to get the glory.
That's tough.
Whatsoever. And so, of course, I graduated a year before him because I didn't have to go to prep school. So I went to his graduation the year after I'd already graduated, and we're standing around and talking and everything. And, I got invited to go walk campus at Navy, which was a cool honor. So military, I just wasn't. I can't. Yeah. I can't see myself being in the military. I don't have that state of mind. So good. Thank you for all those that do. Appreciate that. But that was never a mindset of mine. But I'm standing around, I'm talking to these guys. One of these guys, he's going into SEALs training. The other guys, they're immediately going overseas and all that kind of stuff. And,
dude, it's serious.
And I'm talking to him and everything. And, my buddy who I went to high school with, he calls me a pussy. He's like, hey, yeah, he backed out. He didn't want to cut. He couldn't cut it and all that kind of stuff. And he leaned into me and said, you made the best decision of your life. And I'm like I looked at him like, what? He goes, show of hands around the circle right now who enjoyed the last 5 years of their lives. Not one of them raised their hands. I'm like, man, that bad? They're like, we get it. It's a
full-time job.
It's going to set us up for life. But yes, they were like, it was not college. No,
especially there. That's
yes. Oh yeah. They said it was essentially we just did 5 years in the military, and now we got to commit to another 4.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was. I felt truly horrible for my friend when that happened, and I just remember hearing about it, and I'm like, oh man, because I know how hard he worked. You know what I mean? You can imagine going through all that. And that's your one shot at a little bit of glory to say, hey, I started for Navy. You know what I mean? My senior year, I was a starting off. Whatever you play, I was a starting this or starting that. I busted my ass for 4 straight years.
Yeah.
And finally get the opportunity, and in a preseason game, an exhibition game, he blows out his Achilles.
That's tough.
That's like the ultimate, like, just take me now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, especially at that age. I mean, you're 21, 22 years old. Even though, yes, you literally have your whole life in front of you. That has been your whole life.
Has been your goal.
Was to get to that point, and then something like that takes it away. And that's just, I mean, you talk about chasing dreams and all that kind of stuff. I mean, me and you took a huge risk starting our own businesses and everything. Like, I mean, you take a huge risk, and, you risk the years of 18 to 21, doing all those camps, getting up at 4 a.m. to do morning trainings, doing PT, all that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden your opportunity is finally there and it gets taken away by something that you had no control over.
Yep.
No control over it whatsoever. So now granted, he's doing great in life. You know what I mean? He's he worked down in DC, or he didn't work. He was stationed around DC for a little while. When Trump was president, I think Lady Gaga sang for Trump or something. He got to walk Lady Gaga down at the White House and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. So I mean, it was because
Lady Gaga.
Yeah, right. So, because she was wearing this ridiculously long dress and really tall heels, and they were like, we need a Marine that's really tall, and he's 6'4". So, and he's like, I'll help. So that was pretty cool to see. But yeah, he's been, hasn't been the worst outcome, but you still reflect on that. Yeah. Like it wasn't even my opportunity, and I reflect on it. I'm like, man, I'd be pissed.
Yeah. All in all, like I've had that conversation with a lot of people, and it's. Like, I'm glad I stuck out all 4 years because there were definitely times when I did not want to.
Yeah, I did not.
I'm glad I did.
Yeah, no.
And
that's more power to you, man.
But my situation is probably a little different because I was playing right away. So
that does help. That does help. But I was on, when I got recruited, I was on, there were at least 85 guys, at least, I would say. And, it was a little turmoil from the start. It was like I was paired up with the starting center. He was a senior. He'd been going there for 4 years. He had started last year. He was a starting center this year. That was my roommate during the.
Oh, they paired you with the senior.
Paired me with the senior, yeah, which was fun. That was cool. You know what I mean? Because he did help me. He was, we went through playbook and all that kind of stuff, and he was like, don't do this or you will get your, you know what I mean? You'll get your ass whooped and all that kind of stuff, which was cool, but. The end of the second week was our first exhibition game during the preseason and everything. And we barely won to a team that only had 23 guys. Like, I couldn't even remember the name of the team. They were from like Northern Delaware or something, like some university up in North Delaware that only had 23 guys on the entire team. We had 85.
Was it just like the freshmen, like they call it like the JV team plays them?
No, that was their team.
No. Like the 85 guys from Salisbury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. We all 85 of us played.
Oh, okay.
That game. Yeah. The starters started.
Mm-hmm.
So they had first string, second string, third string. First string was first quarter, second string was second quarter, third string third quarter, and then anyone else got fourth quarter. So I was third string tackle and third string center. So they let me play third and fourth quarter. So I was tackle, third quarter, center, fourth quarter. We scored 3 touchdowns the whole game. First string didn't score 1. That lit everyone up really badly. Second string scored 2, and then third string scored 1 on a busted play because it ended up turning into a QB run up the left side that he scored. That the QB was really athletic. So, but it ended up being a busted bootleg play to the right. He came all the way back, and me at left tackle. I'm like, all right, well, let's go, because he goes run. I'm like, okay. So he just kind of stayed behind me, and I was able to get one guy, and then he juked out the other 3 that caught up to him. And man, when I tell you, like. They sent us right over to the other practice field, and we had to start doing sprints. It was that bad because it said we weren't counting like extra points and 2-point conversions. It was like if you score, that's 1. If you don't score, 0. So the final score was 4-3 because we let up 3 touchdowns as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to do sprints for another hour and a half, 2 hours after the game.
You sprinted for an hour and a half or 2 hours?
They just kept go.
What?
Yep. They were imagine being that angry. They were pissed. This was a brand new college program. First year. They had 23 guys total, and they almost beat us. The coaches were livid. So anyway, after that, they send us back, we get dinner, and then we have film right after. They wanted to do film immediately. So we all go to the auditorium. The coach comes in, turns the film off, and he says, "We're not watching this. you all need to take accountability of seniors and starters. He goes, that was the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen in my entire life as a coach. He goes, you should all be embarrassed of yourselves. He goes, not one of you deserve to wear these colors today. The center, my roommate, gets up and walks out. I get back to my room after the meeting. He's packed and his parents are on his way to get him. He's gone. He quit that day. He goes, I'm not putting up with this shit. He goes, half these guys don't want to be here. So that, like, all this is going on. All of this is going on. And I'm like, what? What do you mean you're leaving? Like, what the hell are you talking about?
You can leave?
And then, so, another buddy of mine who was one of the most athletic and just naturally talented, gifted, physical people I've ever met in my life, buddy Tyler of mine, he was ridiculous. Ripped and strong as shit and fast and anything you could think of. He was that athletically. He got cut the third day.
Oh, wow.
Got cut. I'm like, what do you mean you got cut? He goes, they told me that I'm not good enough to play here. Whoa. He goes, I was told when I got recruited I would get an opportunity at outside linebacker. He wasn't quick enough for corner. Mm-hmm. He played corner in high school because he was that gifted. But in the college level, he wasn't that gifted. So his first 3 days at camp, he was getting dusted at corner by seniors and juniors, right? And he kept telling the linebacker coach, he goes, I thought I was recruited to play linebacker, not cornerback. He goes, why do you guys keep putting me at cornerback? He goes, I'm not quick enough to play here. And the coach was like, yeah, we're already set at linebacker. So day 3, he came and knocked on my dorm room, and we had just gotten back, and it was after the film review and stuff of the upcoming team. Day 3, he came in, knocked on my door. I said, what's up, Tyler? Called him Tilo. I said, what's up, Tilo? He goes, I just got cut. One more time? He goes, yeah. He goes, my parents are on their way to pick me up now.
Wow.
He goes, the coach grabbed me right after practice and said, after film, I want to see you in my office.
That's never good.
Nope. And he goes, and he brought me in, and I came in. He goes, and I didn't even have my playbook. He goes, because he didn't say to bring it. He goes, and he brought me in, and he goes, listen, he goes, I don't think cornerback's your position. He goes, we're already set at linebacker. He goes, so we're going to go ahead and cut you loose. And wow. This was a kid who had multiple other opportunities to go play ball elsewhere and stuff like that. But he chose Salisbury because he thought there's a lot of good linebackers come out of Salisbury. You know a few. Banta.
Yeah. Great
linebacker, right? Mm-hmm. So when he played there. So, yeah, I mean, it was a good linebacker school to go to for D3. And I had never seen someone that gifted and that confident in himself just get his heart ripped out.
Yeah,
he's one of the most successful people I know now. That mentality didn't last.
It sounds like it worked out for him.
It didn't destroy him whatsoever. No, he is very, very successful. He's a scientist. He's all kinds of stuff, which I'm so happy for him about. But it's that you don't know what that can do to some people, and the fact that once again he was told one thing during recruiting. And then when it came time, something completely different happened.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's a million stories like that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But I don't think I'd ever told you that story specifically, especially with me being paired with a senior in the dorm and him just up and going. So, and when he left, the coach was at my door because he was gone that night. He was gone by midnight, the center. Mm-hmm. The next morning we had to get up at 4:30 a.m. to go do lift. And I'm there, and he's like, and they're like, Creighton, where's your roommate? And I'm like, he's gone. They're like, what? And so the offensive line coach, he goes, what do you mean he's gone? I said, he's gone.
He left.
His shit is gone. There is only my stuff in our dorm room right now. I said, I am by myself and that was a rule. They didn't want freshmen by themselves in the dorm rooms because there weren't any adults really in a lot of the dorms. So it was seniors look after the freshmen, make sure they don't do anything.
Salisbury's got some crazy shit.
And he goes, you're shitting me, right? I'm like, no, I'm not. Here's my key to my door. Go look. You'll only see my stuff on the right-hand side. The other side, the bed's made and he's gone. He left. I don't have his number. We weren't friends that long.
Yeah.
I didn't get his cell phone number or anything. So he goes, okay. And then Coach Wood came over. Coach Wood was the head coach there at the time. He came over. He goes, Creighton, come here. I said, yes, sir. He goes, what happened? I said, and this was the day after the game, right? The day after the game, we almost lost to the brand new program. I said, when we walked out of that meeting in the auditorium, I said, he literally yelled, I'm done with this shit. I'm gone. I said, I went with a couple other freshmen to grab snack. And then by the time I got back to my dorm room, all his bags were fully packed. And he literally just told me, he goes, good luck, freshman. I said, and then he was gone. I said, he left his card key in the room. I said, I can bring it to you if you need it. And he goes, okay. He goes, bring it to first practice at 11. I said, okay. He goes, we don't really have anyone else to pair you up with. I said, that's fine. I said, it's cool. I said, I'd rather be.
It is what it is.
I'd rather ride solo anyway. Like I wasn't the fondest of having a roommate that I had no clue who he was to begin with. But yeah, that was wild. That was like, okay, this is my first 2 weeks as in college football. Like this is how it's going.
That's
like
wild.
This is all right. This is how it's going to go. And that's came to the decision shortly after. I'm like, you know what, this I don't know if it's going to be for me.
It's different.
I don't know if it's going to be for me. So I may have chosen the wrong program. I chose the right school. I did really enjoy the school. You know what I mean? All that it had to offer and everything else. But the way that the internal program was run, I wasn't, ended up not being my most favorite memory in life.
Yeah, which is crazy because everyone else I know that went there, they loved it and loved the program and everything. But I think they were a year or two behind you.
They were. Things changed.
Yeah,
things changed shortly after. Yes, they did that. New coaching staff, all that kind of stuff changed. Yeah, like they were by my junior year, which would have been 2 years. By my junior year, they had completely revamped the coaching staff. They had revamped all the facilities, all that kind of stuff. And it slightly made me consider going out for spring ball because Coach Wood left that open to me, and he would email me once a year for spring ball invite. He goes, when I went in and told him, I said, being a man, trying to be an adult, I'm like,
oh yeah, you got to go do it.
I don't, yeah, no. Yeah. So I'm like, I said, I was told stuff during recruiting that has been 100% dishonest up until this point. I said, and I don't see it changing. I said, I just don't think that this is, this isn't what I was told it was going to be like. You know what I mean? I was never told that I would get zero opportunity until I was a junior, which that's essentially what we were told. And he's like, who told you that? I'm like, your offensive line coach sat all of us freshmen in a room and said, don't plan on starting until you're at least a junior. He goes,
that's wild.
Like he just sighed like he had no clue. He had said like
he probably didn't know.
He probably didn't, and no one else probably ever had the balls to tell him like that's what he was telling freshman players that they were recruiting. Coach Wood was awesome. The head coach there, amazing guy, smart guy, very intelligent guy. So it reminded me a lot of Mike Tomlin. Like no bullshit. Get your job, do the job, get the job done. We're gonna teach you the way it's supposed to go. And we're gonna play smash mouth football. Like that's who he reminded me a lot of, and which I loved. Coach Tom, you give all the respect in the world to Coach Tomlin, what he's done with Pittsburgh and never having a losing season, all that. But just in general, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And then by my junior year, I was told that 90% of the staff there was no longer there. Coach Woody completely just fired and let everyone go, and re-recruited staffing.
It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, there is a lot of turnover in that world.
Oh,
for sure.
And it doesn't matter what level.
Maybe not at the top.
No, but I think I think even D1 you get a lot because how many coaches?
Well, yeah.
Still good. How many coaches are on an average D1 staff?
Yeah,
30.
I don't know if it's that many.
Okay, you got all the specialty positions. There's at least 10.
I think you got 15 to 20.
What about all your strength and conditioning people? You don't consider them coaches?
They're not directly on the football team's payroll.
Okay. They're on the schools?
Well, if I don't know. You said D1?
D1.
Yeah, D1 maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I would say you probably have close to...
counting like GAs and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. As a head coach, I would say you're responsible for about 30 employees.
Yeah.
Close to it. It's got to be close to, and especially the bigger programs.
Yeah.
Where every high profile athlete that you have, they have their own sidekick, essentially, making sure they don't do anything stupid, make sure they eat, nutritionist. They all have nutritionists now on payroll. That's a huge thing now, so yeah.
I always had to, so my first 2 years I played tight end, so I always had to weigh in every week.
That's right, you told me about that. Yeah.
That was, and when I didn't make it, I had to go do cardio with our strength and conditioning coach.
Ooh.
And it was always the Stairmaster.
Ugh.
And it had to keep my speed and my heart rate at a certain.
Yeah.
It was brutal.
Oh, yeah. That VO2, baby.
But I don't know if I've ever been in better shape than that.
During that time?
Yeah.
Nope.
So even like I've always been a big guy. Like I can look at a burger and gain 5 pounds. Like it's, but
I can look at a burger and say I'm going to want 2 of those.
But at 250 or 260, like I was in
best shape of your life.
Yeah, good shape. But
that's by my senior year, because my 3 roommates in college were all working out every day, eating healthy every day, and of course I was the fat shit. I was the fat shit up until my junior year, and I was like, you know what, I need to change something, because I got up to like almost 340 my junior year. I'm like, I need to change something. Like I feel miserable. So whenever any of them would go to the gym and my free time opened up with it, I went with them. And I started eating better. Like I talked, my one buddy had 6-pack all of his life and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, teach me how to eat better. He goes, start with less first. he goes, I'm not going to have you change what you eat first. He goes, just eat less of it. I'm like, okay, I can do that. He goes, yeah, instead of a whole pizza from Papa John's, eat half of it and then eat the other half tomorrow. He goes, just don't eat the whole one today because you're going to want another whole one tomorrow. I said, that's fair. He goes, and another thing, dude, he goes, no bullshit. He goes, you won't realize it. And it took me, him telling me this, for me to really start reading into stuff. He goes, only drink water. He goes, look at how many calories are in even the smallest of drinks that you wouldn't think have calories.
Wait, you drink a lot of soda or something? Or?
Soda, tea. I was a sweet tea fiend.
Oh, yeah.
Right? All that kind of stuff. And I cut it out for a month. I lost 15 pounds.
Yep.
I didn't lift a weight. I didn't walk a half a mile. I didn't stop eating a whole pizza. I just, instead of drinking half of a 2-liter, I drank a gallon of water. You know what I mean? And I lost 15 pounds. And I was like, holy shit. And like I felt better.
Yeah.
I just felt better in general. I felt obviously hydrated, right? So felt more hydrated. I felt less lethargic. I was sleeping better, all that kind of stuff. So I went from, I never quite got to 340. I was like 338 at my highest that I ever saw. I got down to 266. 266 by towards the end of my senior year, and I felt amazing. I could run a mile without getting tired. Was never able to do that my entire life.
Yeah.
Could run a mile without getting tired. I could lift just about anything I wanted to lift.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I felt great. I had literally started. I was that douchebag who was happy that he could finally fit into a couple of XL shirts.
Oh man!
Right? And, they didn't last very long, but they didn't last very long at all. But anyway, so like for a month or two, I bought like 1 or 2 XL shirts and they were just super tight. I'm like, yeah, I can't do this. I got to stick with 2XL. Yeah. So, but it was a cool feeling that I could actually fit into it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So now, and I know that you're getting back on your journey for trying to get a little healthier and trying to do all that stuff. So I think we need to do a hands up accountability with each other.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you send me the pictures almost every morning. You're either at the gym or you're doing something at your home gym or something like that. So, we won't send the pictures of us, eating tomorrow or drinking tomorrow.
Oh, I will drink probably 20 beers, have a couple hot dogs.
There you go.
Maybe a burger or 2.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
And maybe some pasta salad.
There you go.
There you go. Maybe more beer, more whiskey, more tequila.
What?
Anyway,
sorry, I went off on a huge. I went off on a huge tangent.
We're probably about an hour in.
So we were at 50 minutes when I got up.
Okay.
Yeah. So, new phone, by the way. I finally upgraded. I'm out of the Stone Age for the iPhone, so we're We're using my phone this time, and I just keep PTSD making sure that it's still recording.
Yeah. So maybe next time we'll get into like the Frostburg side of what that looked like.
Yes, would love. Yes, that would be awesome.
I've got we had some crazy stuff as well.
Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. But I had some more football stories, and I wasn't even on the team.
Yeah.
So, and it, but it involves stuff that I don't know may or may not get us kicked off the channel.
Yeah, we got to be careful.
Got to be PC, right?
It is a different time.
Yes, it is.
That is for sure.
It is. Yep.
And it's amazing to look back to it, like some of the shit that we did, and it's like, oh, there's no way that's against NCAA regulations now, or
Yep.
But anyway, we have the Open coming up. It's at the Royal Troon in Scotland. I think Rory won that last year.
I believe so,
but I don't know if it was in Scotland. It might have been. Mm-mm. It was at the Old Course, I think. Mm-hmm. So that's coming up.
See the quote from Tiger?
No,
he said, "I think my game's good enough that I can win."
I believe him.
I mean, how do you, when you're a guy like that, how do you not always have that mindset? You can't go into it thinking, I don't know how if it like.
He said he wouldn't play if he didn't think he could win.
Correct.
So
correct.
Make
the cut, yay or nay.
If he says that, yeah. He always plays well at those places.
He does.
Because I think his iron game and everything is good.
Mm-hmm.
It's if the putter's on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And driver there is not as big because it's that links style golf,
Yep.
So it might play into his favor.
Have you seen some of the criticism that he's got though for his putting? How long he takes?
I have not.
To hit certain putts, like he walks.
See, like Bryson now?
He walks all the way. I think he takes longer than Bryson. He walks. So if his ball's in front of him and the tee's, say 10 feet or whatever like that, he will do a full circumference circle to 10 feet to the other side.
I don't care how long it takes Tiger, as long as he's out there.
Correct. Me too. It's just fun to watch him.
Yeah.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I'll be watching that from a different part of the U.S.
Yeah.
Next week.
Keys.
Oh, yeah.
So, excited to see that. And then we have NASCAR, what I was going to say. They're at Pocono this weekend.
Oh, close to home. Okay.
Pocono this weekend is what we're saying. This is coming out next week.
Yeah, next week. Yeah.
If you're looking for a little sprinkle, put it on Denny Hamlin to win.
That's right. You did say that. So you said he's a hot favorite there.
Yeah.
I got you.
So, might be able to win a little bit of money on that.
Monopoly money.
Yeah, Monopoly money. And then also we have I don't know if you've seen on Netflix the stuff for like the receiver, how they did the quarterback thing last year.
You mentioned that, yeah. You mentioned that. That'll probably be much more entertaining because some of the QBs can be really dry. But wide receiver, you're going to get some entertainment.
I think you got Kittle, Debo, Justin Jefferson,
Jay Jettas.
Amon St. Brown from the Lions.
Love that
and then
guy.
I think Devontae Adams.
Okay.
Might be missing one, but I think that's
Kittle has a personality on it.
Yeah.
So definitely got some guys with some personality, which is good.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. So excited to see that. That should be out next week.
Mm-hmm. And then the second installment of Hard Knocks. Hard Knocks came out last night. Didn't get a chance, so I didn't get a chance. It'll be watched tonight because I'm a huge Hard Knocks guy. So episode 2 will be out next week, and then I talked to you about the in-season one that they're doing. Last year it was the Cardinals, which probably nobody watched. So they're like, okay, we need to change the format
do a whole division.
So they decided to do the entire AFC North, which I think is absolutely amazing because it is the toughest division in the entire NFL. Go ahead, name one.
The NFC Beast.
Really?
NFC East.
Really?
Yeah.
How did the Commanders finish last year?
Well,
how did the Giants finish last year?
I'm not saying right now, but historically speaking, that's always been a very.
It's because your teams are older than ours.
But anyway, I think it's I'll agree to disagree.
There's no disagreeing. Put a survey up.
Hey, it might be. Who's going to win it this year? You don't know.
Who's going to win what? The division?
Yeah.
You don't know about ours either.
Probably the Ravens.
Yeah.
Ravens or Bengals. Steelers are going to shit the bed.
You think Cleveland's going to shit the bed?
Yeah, because they don't have Flacco playing quarterback.
Joe
Flacco.
Flack Daddy. And I love the fact that he said, this is my last run, and then he goes and signs another $10 million deal.
Why not? You know?
I mean, if you're going to keep paying the guy, you might as well. You might as well.
Yep.
So, but I don't know. That was the one and only time in my entire life I was a Cleveland Brown fan.
I think the Brown. I agree with you on that.
Yes, I never.
Maybe when they had Johnny Football for a little bit.
Yeah,
I kind of like that.
Manziel just to see what he would do. But Baker, it was fun watching Baker a little bit.
I think Deshaun Watson gets hurt or busts it up again, and
but what do you do?
Their team is so good.
So much talent on paper.
But they're going to fuck it up.
So much talent on paper. I don't know.
And the Steelers, Russell Wilson is done.
Did you? I don't think we talked about it. Did you see that Justin Fields wants to sue or he filed a formal complaint to Madden because in the
I saw
video,
he had him
returning kicks. And I'm sitting here I mean, yeah, that's probably what they're going to ask you to do. Just a heads up. You didn't show you could really do anything else besides run in Chicago. So, I mean, I
don't think you got a fair shake.
I don't either.
But
I don't either. However, they're giving Caleb Williams a fair shake. If he doesn't pan out, that's on him. That is not on the team. That is not on that coaching staff. They put a Hall of Fame wide receiver with Keenan Allen there. DJ Moore is one of the most explosive receivers in the league. Mm-hmm. They added to the offensive line. They have a good backfield. It's
and they drafted a receiver too.
And they drafted another a top 10 receiver. Yes, so it's bro, if you can't figure this out, that is completely on you.
I kind of almost like the Bears to make the playoffs this year.
All right, so let's look at the division. Minnesota has a rookie quarterback. I don't think that I don't think that they'll be able to pull it out. Green Bay, I feel like
they're going to be competitive.
They'll be competitive.
They'll probably win the division.
Nope. Detroit.
I think Detroit's going to have a...
think it's a down year for them?
I think they're going to be on a little bit of a slump.
Ooh.
After making a deep run.
Better hope my baby mama don't hear you say that.
I think the Packers win the division.
Okay.
Lions are right behind them.
Okay.
And make the playoffs. And I think the Bears could be good enough to also make the playoffs.
So you think 3 out of 4 make the playoffs?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Okay. All right.
Because, I mean...
When you look at the other divisions, there's,
the NFC East is it's either going to be the Cowboys or the Eagles. I feel like the Eagles could have another down year.
They could.
They could. It's probably as much as it pains me to say, it's probably the Cowboys division to fuck up.
Yeah.
Which they could.
It essentially has been the past couple of years.
So hopefully...
And they have.
Yeah, hopefully they do. Nobody likes to see the Cowboys win.
No.
They're kind of like the Yankees. Nobody wants to see them win. And then what else? You have the NFC South. That's going to be, Atlanta. I think it's just a one-team division.
Atlanta.
What is it? NFC West?
West, yeah.
You got, Seattle, Arizona.
Seattle probably won't do anything. I don't think Arizona's going to have what they need to get it done again.
Who else is in that division?
The Rams. I think the Rams have got to be the favorite there.
Yeah.
Well, Frisco, I'm sorry. San Francisco.
Oh, yeah, the Niners.
Yeah, sorry.
I think the Niners win that one.
Niners win, but the Rams are going to be competing. I think the Rams will compete.
Yeah.
So you got Stafford. He's at full health. Look at that wide receiving core. You know what I mean?
No Aaron Donald, though.
No Aaron Donald. Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. McVay's a good coach.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think the NFC North has a good case to get 3 teams in.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that you put it that way, yeah. So I wouldn't mind.
It's not as crazy as you think.
I wouldn't mind making a side bet with you. If you take Green Bay, I'll take Detroit to win the division.
All right. Put lunch on it.
Yep. Done.
All right.
Now, if golf goes down next week, it voids the bet. And if Jordan Love goes down next week, it voids the bet. Fair?
Sounds good.
Fair. Okay.
But any week after next.
Any week after next.
And then what else do we have here? We were going to do our home run derby.
Oh,
right now the only one committed to it is Gunnar Henderson, so
crown
automatically
him.
he won.
Just give him the crown.
So
just
that's
give
our
him the
pick.
crown. Yeah.
As a podcast, that's our pick.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if DraftKings has odds on him already.
I don't know.
You can't put odds on him because you don't know
no one else.
who's he's. I mean, if Aaron Judge gets in, and automatically Gunner's odds are going to go up because Judge is going to be the favorite. So, or Pete Alonso, if he decides to hop in the mix and
the only reason he
go
plays
for another one,
to
hit home
play
runs.
in the home run.
That's
derby.
it. Yeah. Yep. But he can hit home runs.
Yeah, that he can. I'm not a huge fan.
Mm-mm.
Then next, we had we were going to go football movies. Ooh. Let's go our top 3 favorite football movies.
Okay, well, number 1, there's only one. So,
Friday Night Lights. Remember the Titans?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, let's hear your 3.
That's Remember the Titans.
Okay.
Is number 1. What is your number 1? Yes, in a particular order, by the way.
Friday Night Lights.
Okay. All right. That's my number 2.
My number 2. Just to play devil's advocate, I'm gonna go The Longest Yard.
Oh, okay.
The new one.
I was gonna say I know you're not riding on the Burt Reynolds one.
Yep.
Okay. My third is Any Given Sunday.
And that's a classic.
Yes.
And then my third would be Remember the Titans.
Okay. Fair enough.
So, honorable mention.
Oh yeah, let's start. Yeah, this isn't in any order, just honorable mentions.
What
Blindside was actually, I thought that was a good movie overall.
Yeah,
shitty situation, but a decent movie.
It's
Sandra Bullock's a babe.
I do love Friday Night Lights, the TV show as well. That's great.
Didn't get into that. Didn't get into the TV show. Oh, sorry,
Coach Taylor.
Can't relate on that one. Varsity Blues.
Tim Riggins. Oh yeah, that's.
Oh Varsity Blues is number 4 for me. That's the only reason it didn't make the top 3.
I forgot about
Varsity Blues is number 4 for me as far as football movies.
I think that's number 4, and then Any Given Sunday would be 5 for me.
Okay.
Okay. I think Any Given Sunday, I don't know.
It was a different perspective of a movie. Any Given Sunday was. Yeah. Al Pacino as a head coach was hilarious.
Yes. What else do we have? I remember, what is it? The Express with I can't remember.
Is that about Jim Brown?
And then his backup.
Yeah.
The Ernie something.
Yes.
That was really good.
Yep. Yeah, that wasn't bad.
Little Giants.
Yes, you have to consider. Yes, that is hands down a football movie. Yes, absolutely, great football
movie. Great movie.
Yes, good old Al Bundy as the mean opposite head coach, and little Rick Moranis. Little Rick Moranis as the Giants head coach.
Oh man,
yes, good one. Nice pull on that one.
Yeah,
nice pull. Little Giants. The annexation of Puerto Rico.
Classic.
Yes, Favorski.
Trying to think of what else there is. I feel like there's one more missing.
How do you feel about draft day? Essentially, no games were truly played, but it was about draft day. Kevin Costner.
I like it.
I thought it was
I like the movie, but I don't know if I would consider it like
a football movie.
My top 5 football movie.
Not top 5, but honorable. We're talking honorable mentions.
Yeah, honorable mentions.
Talking honorable mentions. I feel like you have to include it.
Let's see if I can.
Chadwick Boseman, back when he was yacked.
It was always Vontae Mack.
And alive, unfortunately. R.I.P.
Let's see. Oh, We Are Marshall. That's a great one.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Varsity Blues, yep. Let's see. Didn't
Marshall have a famous wide receiver go there?
How do you feel about Rudy?
Oh, Classic. Absolute classic.
Classic.
Yeah.
But
you forget about it from time to
time.
Oh
my God, I know what I was missing. This is definitely in my top 3.
Oh boy! All right, so hold on.
I'm going to take out Remember the Titans.
So number 3 is gone. Your top 2 is still the same.
Yep, top 2 is still the same.
So what's number 3?
Replacements.
Oh, it's a good one.
Replacements.
That was filmed in Baltimore too.
Yep.
That was filmed in Baltimore. Wow.
I knew I was missing it.
How did we forget that one?
Yikes. That is definitely Falco. Shane Falco.
Sugar Shane Falco. Yes. Love that. Danny Bateman.
It might even be higher than that for me. I don't know.
Danny Bateman was the best character.
Yes.
He was a linebacker. John Favreau. played okay.
Give me the ball, Danny.
So hold on. All right. So John Favreau. All right. You know him and Vince. You know who Vince Vaughn is.
Yeah.
Right. You know them two are really good friends in real life.
Mm-hmm.
They did a lot of movies together. Swingers. I don't know if you ever saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Did a lot of movies together growing up. Do you know what football movie Vince Vaughn played in? And it was one of his first credible movies. I'll give you a hint. One of us had said this movie already.
I don't.
Rudy. He was the quarterback that got pissed off when Rudy tackled him during the preseason and said, "Stop playing like this is a real fucking game." Yep, that was Vince Vaughn. That was one of his first movie credits as an actor.
Interesting.
Yeah, yep.
Air Bud?
Yep. Yeah, no. Air Bud? I thought Air Bud.
Jerry Maguire?
Show me the money. Show me the
money.
That was a good one, but obviously it
it's not a
doesn't come
five,
to mind for a reason. I will say the Replacements that should have been mentioned. We both got to do a little hand up accountability on that one. We should not have forgotten that.
I will say I did no research on it. I just went straight.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah. I thank you for not coming in fully prepared and leaving me just out in the ocean by myself. So I appreciate that. But no, as far as you think about the story and all that kind of stuff. I mean, the Replacements, the characters alone, makes it an amazing movie. The story, but that's why I love Remember the Titans so much. Is because
the storyline there is
story was real.
Yeah,
it essentially really happened and all that kind of stuff. So and just
strong side.
I mean, it's hands down one of the best. So it's hard to leave them out of any top category for a football movie. But yes, the Replacements. So what? Yeah. So what? My 3 was Replacements. Or no?
Oh, you put them in your top?
No.
Did Remember the Titans?
Remember the Titans at 1. Any Given Sunday at 3, and then I had Friday Night Lights at 2. I don't think I would replace any of those with the Replacements. I think the Replacements would have to be 4 or 5 for me. I don't
want to win. Let booby spin.
That's right. Hey. Yep. What's up, Waterbug?
What a great
What
movie.
are you doing with them white Adidas? If I know black Nike is the shoe.
Sharpies them in.
Yes, yep. And then Preacher Man says, "I whoop your ass in a pair of flip-flops." Yes.
Oh, man. Another great football TV show, Blue Mountain State.
I did watch that. That was
what I thought. That came out like my freshman year.
Yeah,
that was what I
thought college
hoping it was going to be like.
Right?
We did not have a goat house.
I'll give you this.
We did have a football house.
I was going to say your school was kind of set in the same same part of the country, almost as far as being out in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, we probably partied like them, but we did not.
As far as them getting along. And
but anyway, I guess the last thing we got here is Dad Moment of the Week.
Okay.
And we can kind of do it looking forward. So we're going to the beach again. Looking forward to that. And having them out there.
There you go.
And we've got a 6-hour car ride down there, so that's going to be so much fun.
Hopefully the beer's cold when you arrive.
Oh, it will be. So that's my dad moment of the week.
Mine is going to be the fact that this will be the longest I've ever been away from Doc.
Yeah.
For a specific period of time. So I've been, we've only had
Was it
like
3 or 4 days?
3 days. Yeah, leave Thursday morning, which he'll still be asleep because we leave at 4:30.
Yeah.
And I don't get home until Sunday night, probably after 10. So I won't even he won't be awake then either.
Yeah.
So, but I took off Monday, so there's a good chance that if Kate takes him into daycare that morning, I'll be there by lunchtime to get him. Bring him home to spend some time with him. So that's not so much a dad moment of me and him together, but me having my own internal.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like I'm not gonna see him. Like I'm not gonna be in the same room as him for a couple of days.
I have to get a couple FaceTimes.
No, yeah, no. Yeah, those are already kind of planned out. Yeah, she's going to work Thursday. She's off Friday, so Friday morning is going to be a FaceTime. Saturday morning will be a FaceTime. Sunday morning before we get on the road will be another FaceTime. Just so I can see him and everything like that. So
yeah.
So that's the.
But you'll have a good time.
I'm still going to have a good time, yes, but
Yep.
that is one thing that's been on my
Yep.
mind as far as
it's always tough when you leave.
It's the first one too. It's the first real trip away.
Yeah.
So, but hers is coming in August, so I know hers is going to be tough too.
What are they doing for bachelorette party?
Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah. So we're flying into Fort Lauderdale. We're just driving a little bit longer to get to Key West, but
nice.
Yeah, they're staying in Fort Lauderdale. It's more of them. I think it's like 13 of them going. So they got a big house in Fort Lauderdale for essentially the same price as we got a smaller house in Key West. It's cheaper, and it's just, Florida's Florida, a beach town's a beach town.
Yeah.
Essentially. Sorry, none of them are better than Key West, but Fort Lauderdale is a solid number 2 to go to and have fun, have a good time. So, yeah, no, she's looking forward to it. She'll have fun, but it's the part of being away. He's my first, he's her first, so
yeah,
be a little different. But yeah, that's definitely why FaceTimes are going to be happening often.
Yep.
So, but yeah, that's my future dad moment that I'll have for 3 straight days of waking up, of him not waking me up.
Yeah.
So
I got one now. Last year when we went there, Colt was still in a pack and play. And he slept in our room.
Yeah. And
every morning he would stand up in the pack and play and tickle my feet. It's like, Daddy,
So see, that's that core. Remember the core memories?
Yeah.
I talked about the last episode. That core memory. He'll never remember that. But until the day you die, you will tell that story about him in front of his first girlfriend, in front of his wife, in front to your grandkids, to his first. You will tell that story. Those are those core moments, those first 3 or 4 years that are just for you.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? That they'll never know, they'll never remember, some of them won't even believe that it happened. But that's that little stuff.
Yep.
That's just for you, which is awesome.
And this year, and it was funny because last year, he would bang his head on the pack and play.
Oh.
And then the couple that we went with, they were on the floor below us. Like, man, it was rocking.
You're going for number 4.
I'm like, trust me, there's nothing going on. It was Colt banging his head.
The Gordons are up there trying for number 4. Love that.
So.
Oh, that's great. That is hilarious. What an awkward.
I don't remember if it was that trip or if it was the one with Alyssa's parents.
What an awkward cup of coffee family. The next morning.
But yeah, it was funny.
Oh, that's amazing.
But yeah, so if you made it this far.
Yes, right? Yes. There's some definitely good stuff
Oh man.
So we'll have to throw some of these clips in at the end. Yeah, that's amazing.
But happy 4th of July, everyone.
Yes. Have a good 4th of July.
Happy past 4th of July.
Yeah, essentially.
America.
All day.
Are you going to try with the clicker?
No.
Okay.
I didn't even want to bother.
All right.
Nope.